Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the show. Tonight we have a good one here, the new Kern County Dirt Track out here rocking and rolling as we already got our first cars out on track here in qualifying at Kern. So this is race number 6, and we're getting ready for the shindig here as Justin Thompson, first car on the speedway in the 98T. Thompson, of course, a lot of sponsors to thank on that car. Thompson's looked pretty good the last couple weeks, had a few off weeks in between, but these boys are back and ready to rock and roll as Thompson right now with the quick time of 13.41 so far, best time for the 98. Then also on the speedway, he has a new wrap on the car. It's the 51 machine, Ron the Hitman Hart. Ron out here just got done at Pavement Kern County on Wednesday night with the American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model Pavement Series. So Ron not leaving too far here as we take a look now at the 3M machine. This thing looks sweet with the teal and the black. Right now, Bobby Manley just misses out on quick time. 200ths off of Justin Thompson. Bobby Manley good enough for a 13.43, as that will do it for group number 1, rocking and rolling off the speedway here. We get ready for our next group. First car we're taking a look at here, 20 in the sim, 16 on the car. It is Tucker Holliday, one of the premier stable drivers, and Tucker Holliday looking to try and go back to victory lane here. It's been a minute since we've seen the 16 machine in, and I talked to him a little bit before this. He says, we feel pretty good at Kern. You know, not a lot of people have a lot of practice at this track, but right now, looks like Holliday struggling a little bit on corner exit. As Tucker Holliday only good enough for P number 6. Then we take a look now at the 66 machine. Has some Halloween theme on that thing for Jordan Tucker. Right now, Jordan Tucker looking pretty good. He sits P number 3 with a 13.65. So Tucker Holliday looking pretty good. And then I believe our last car that's already wrapped up, the 92 machine, the red-black machine of Casey Childers. Childers just able to crack under that 14-second mark with a 13.99. So we get ready for group number 3. I believe Aaron Kirby went out there on track. Don't know if he was up there to do so just yet, but we take a look now at our next car on the speedway. That will be the 11 car, another driver from the Premier stable. It is Shane Yates. Yates lap number 1 in the books for the 11. Right now, good enough for P number 9 with a 13.78. So Yates hoping for a little bit more speed this time. By that he does find. He puts him up to P number 5. Also out on the speedway, the 888 or the 88 on the car. That is driven by Jacob Smith. This guy, another guy that's shown some pretty good improvements this season. Smith, part of the HotLap Heros stable. And right now, looking pretty good at the moment. As we totally missed this guy, Trevor Mattingly out there in that group. He puts it up into P number 3. So Mattingly looking pretty decent to start tonight. Right now in the top 3. Will he stay there? But so far, no one's been able to match those times of those first cars to come out on track. So we may not have a new quick time unless maybe someone like this guy right here, Jacob Laster, could dethrone him. Laster, lap number 1 complete here. Lap number 1 good enough for a 13.72. But his teammate Brandon Marlowe goes all the way up to P number 5 on lap number 1. That is a great lap by Brandon Marlowe. We're going to take a look now at the 37 machine. Marlowe, lap number 1, 13.60. Lap number 2, 13.61. So Marlowe, very consistent. At the moment. Then the last car in this group is the double OH machine of Tanner Hutchins. Hutchins right now good enough for P number 8 as we just catch the end of that next group. We got Cade Gailey, Dave Payton, and Stephen Hoffman. So we're going to try and dial up one of these drivers. First car we're looking at, the 38 Pinkerton machine. This is driven by Dave Payton out here tonight. Payton, of course, new wrap on the car this season. That thing definitely stands on out as Payton lap number 1 here in the books. Dave Payton good enough for 12th with a 13.71. Also out on the speedway is Stephen Hoffman in the 86 or 23 in the timing and scoring. Right now, Stephen Hoffman sits 14th quick, so this track definitely fading out and definitely doesn't seem like it's getting any faster. Our final car in this group is the 27 HotLap Hero machine of Cade Gailey. Gailey's been flirting around, you know, with the top 10s, top 5s here recently. I think just needs to string one all together. Right now, Gailey sits 14th quick, so he's going to have to try and find a little bit more here for qualifying here, as Gailey will finish the lap here and not improve. 13.80 that final time. His best 13.76. As we take a look at our next cars rolling out on the speedway. Noah Boucher out here in the 16 machine, making his first dirt appearance here this season. We'll see where Noah can go here as lap number 1 in the books. He will jump up to a 14.10. Also in this group, we do have the 789 Designs car of Garrett Marshall. Right now, Marshall sits 18th quick, but this lap looking a lot better from the Longhorn chassis HotLap Hero Moose Rance machine, as Marshall only able to jump up to, looks like 17th, as this guy sits 16th, just finishing up his qualifying. Dane Lloyd only good enough for P16, so this track definitely a lot slower than where they started. As we take a look now, we start getting towards the end of qualifying. We look now to the 53 machine. This is piloted by Cam Tucker. Tucker on the clock. Also out here in this group, Kenny Haight and Jason Crow. So we'll take a look here as the 53 machine heads down the backstretch for his first time lap. We will see where Cam Tucker can slot into the time charts. Tucker good enough for 8th, so Tucker finding a lot of speed here late. He's able to make a jump that not a lot of other people can make. We take a look now at the other car in this group, Kenny Haight in the 46. Haight only good enough for 18th at the moment with a 13.79. Then the final car in this group should be the 27 machine of Jason Crow. Crow right now sits 21st. He's looking for a little bit more speed as he comes to the white flag lap, I believe, of his qualifying attempt. So Crow a little bit better. He puts a P20, but he's trying to find a little bit more as he finishes up qualifying right here. He has a lot of room to make up to quick time, but he stays P20 at that lap. Not better, pretty much the exact same time, as that will do it for Jason Crow. Looking for some speed here tonight. We now head to the 518 machine. Joseph Grandy, first lap, 3/4 now fully complete. We'll see where the 518 slots into qualifying here. Right now, P20 is so outside the invert. Also out on track with him. Another Halloween scheme on the car. This is the 01 of Michael Blessings, part of that Premier stable. And Blessings right now looking for some speed. Right now, 23rd. He will not improve. He'll stay down at 23rd. Also in this group, the 02 machine of Nick Baum. Baum able to qualify inside the invert, though. He's will come home with a 15th position with a 13.72, as it looks like Blessings will not change. Same with Michael Grandy. They both stay in their respective order. Now we head to our final car in qualifying to make it our 26 car field. It is the 111 machine of Clay Atwood. Atwood on the clock there at the start finish line. A little slow through 1 and 2, trying to get that car to plant, and kind of got it to almost over-rotate on Atwood there, lap number 1. Atwood good enough for 24th quick here, lap number 1. He's got 2 more, well, now 1.5 left in the bank to try and improve on that 13.94. You'll get the wall there at the start finish line and disallow that lap. Did it carry over to this lap as well? We'll have to sit here and wait, because on iRacing, if you get any sort of contact in qualifying, that lap gets disallowed. Does not count, as it looks like does not go faster. Lap number 3, he will finish in the 24th spot, but the 98 machine, Justin Thompson, walks away here with the quick time with a 13.14. So that 98T looking pretty sporty here at Kern County, looking for that first win of the season. Could he get it done tonight? As that will wrap up qualifying. Justin Thompson walking away with the quick time. We head now down to heat race number 1. Heat race number 1, being shown on the top left of your screen, is of course presented by FMS Rapid Graphixs. FMS Rapid Graphixs offers vinyl banner signs and other marketing solutions, including virtual and real world wraps and design services. Find FMS Rapid Graphixs on Facebook. And we'll try and look through the field here. One of the FMS Rapid Graphixs cars in the first heat race is that 38 machine of Dave Payton. So we get ready to rock and roll. We got cars rolling on the speedway. So quickly, we're going to go run through tonight's starting order for heat race number 1. Jacob Smith leading the field to green to his outside Jordan Tucker in the 66. Row number 2 will have Tucker Holliday starting 3rd, with Justin Thompson with the quick time rolling off 4th. 5th, the 38 machine of Dave Payton. 6th will go to Cade Gailey in the 27. 7th is Kenny Hay in the 46. 8th is Jason Crow in the 27. And starting shotgun on the FMS Rapid Graphixs heat race number 1 is Casey Childers in the 92 machine. We'll head to the front here. Jacob Smith leading the field to green. Jordan Tucker to his outside. Smith on the loud pedal. We go green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Kern County. Turn number 1, and watch out, Jordan Tucker, big time sideways. Further on back a little bit, door banging between Casey Childers and Kenny Haight, but that was big time. That could have been very bad. It's through 3 and 4. Justin Thompson up against the fence. He loses a lot of momentum. This opens up the door for the inside to Tucker Holliday. These guys will go door to door here through 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4 they come, and so far still side by side. Top 4 locking themselves in right now. Both these guys into the show, so they just got to keep it that way. Is now Thompson going to try and work over the low side of Holliday. Dave Payton sits right behind, waiting for an opportunity to arise to maybe lock himself on in from the heat races, take the stress off from the rest of the night. But he's got to do it quick, because this time by we see cross flags. Jacob Smith able to check on out in front. Jordan Tucker running 2nd. Justin Thompson has made it up to 3rd. Tucker Holliday in 4th. Dave Payton has closed that gap about a car length between the two of them. We could get a battle for a transfer spot. This time to go. 3 laps the distance left. Dave Payton going very wide there. 1 and 2 jumps that berm that we're kind of building ourselves on the speedway. So Payton gonna have to now try and run back down Holliday for that spot. That time a lot better through 1 and 2 for that 38 machine. So far, no real side-by-side battles on the speedway. As this time by the field, we'll see the white flag. 1 more lap to go for FMS Rapid Graphixs heat race number 1. Down the backstretch for the final time. Jacob Smith off of turn number 4, gonna pick up the heat win here tonight from heat race number 1. Jordan Tucker 2nd, Justin Thompson 3rd. Tucker Holliday will finish 4th and round out the transfer spots from the heat race. We head over now to heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 is being presented by All-American Crate Late Model Series. The Mid-South's most prestigious pro late model series is the American All-Stars, racing in Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, and more. Find an event near you. And now that it is the cooler times of the year, be sure to stay tuned for their 2024 schedule, as we got pro late models ourselves rolling out on the speedway. Let's run through tonight's starting order for the All-American Crate Late Model Series Heat Race number 2. Cameron Tucker in the 53 machine. Ron Hart in the 51 machine leading the field of green. Cam Tucker to his outside, rolling off second. Third going to Brandon Marlowe. Fourth is Bobby Mattingly. Fifth is Jacob Lastor. Sixth going to Stephen Hoffman. Seventh will be Joseph Grandy. Eighth is Michael Blessens. And rounding out heat race number 2 is Noah Boucher in the 16.
Laser scan with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alright folks, we are back after a little technical difficulties there. I had the old router reset on me by someone else, so that's always a fun situation. But we're back, ready to rock and roll, picking up here at a HotLap Heros last chance race. Break the mold of just being some HotLap Hero, work with drivers like Jacob Laster, Brandon Marlowe, Dan Lloyd, and others to become a true race-winning contender and not just a HotLap Hero. Out here on the speedway, we have Dave Payne leading the way, then Shane Yates to his outside, Jacob Laster, Kate Gailey, Clay Atwood, Noah Boucher, and Kenny Haight all out here. 5 cars making the transfer here, so we got to keep an eye on that. Off a turn number 4 they come. Dave Payne on the loud pedal. We go green flag racing here. And the last chance qualifier Payne away and trying to check on out as we keep an eye on the battle for that transfer spot right now. The 111 of Clay Atwood has it, but Kenny Haight trying to give chase in that 46 machine. Haight almost made contact with the back bumper there of the 11. He had to check out of it big time, make big time evasive maneuvers, but able to have a good run down the backstretch and close on back to that back bumper of the 11. Right now it seems like that cushion coming on in here on Kern County right now, top 2 up to the top side, then battle for third. Laster down low, Gailey up top. They continue to stay side by side as it is a HotLap Hero roadblock right there. Almost some contact there into turn number 3 as Laster trying to use up every inch of real estate that he can. But this is allowing the top two of Peyton and Yates to continue to check out over the rest of the field. As this time by, we will see 7 laps to go here tonight and the last chance qualifier here at Kern County. So Kenny Haight has caught Clay Atwood. Haight now looking to the inside of the 111. This is the battle for the transfer spot at the moment. Atwood, he's kind of in a box right here in this second group, because I tell you what, folks, he's not able to really use a line that he wants. He can't really try and run away from the 46 because he has that roadblock in front of him of the 27 and the 51 side by side. Now Atwood trying to go to the high side of Laster, but still nowhere really the 111 to try and run away from Kenny Haight in that 46, and Haight kind of in that same predicament. If he can get to the inside of Atwood, he can't really fully complete a pass, let's say, with those two cars still side by side in front of him. Out in front, battle for the race lead. Yates looking to the inside of Payton. Payton has been committed to that top lane and making it work this time by. We will see 2 laps to go here tonight in the HotLap Hero last chance qualifier. So these guys mostly squared on away. We take a look back here though. This is where we want to keep our eye on as we see the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Looks like Laster and Gailey maybe sort themselves out, maybe not. Now Atwood under heavy pressure from Haight. It is going to be a drag race as off of turn number 4, Dave Payne going to pick up the win, but off of turn number 4, Clay Atwood's just going to get Kenny Haight by half a car length for that last transfer spot. That was a great race there. As that will do it for our last chance qualifier, and we head to our second last chance qualifier here. Last chance races being presented by HotLap Heroes, but we also got to give a shout out to some of our other sponsors that make this series happen. The one we want to talk about is TNT Racing Engines. Looking for power in your racing cart? TNT Engines will find you the speed in your American Kart Racing Association clone engine with rebuilds and tuning to the maximum specs while remaining in the car rules. Call 270-699-1580. As last chance qualifier number 2 gets ready to rock and roll, Joseph Grandy in the 518 leading the field to green. Jason Crown the 27 to his outside. Michael Blessings, Dan Lloyd in the 9 starting 3rd. Michael Blessings in the 01 4th. 5th will be the 92 of Casey Childers, then Garrett Marshall and Stephen Hoffman in the back as we turn him loose here for last chance qualifier number 2. Have Joseph Grandy able to sail on away. He gets away with a great jump there and able to try and check out from that 27 machine. Further on back, 1 car goes on around. That is Dan Lloyd. Lloyd able to maybe get that car rolling. He's still stopped on the speedway, so hopefully we get that yellow flag as car's still under power as Lloyd able to get that car rocking and rolling, but now maybe under fire from going a lap down. We're going to try and see what happened further in the back, see what caused that, as it looked like some calamity lap number 1 of the last chance qualifier. We're going to try and take a look at the number 9 machine of Dan Lloyd, see what happened to him down here in 3 and 4. Oh, Michael Blessings got big time into the back of the 9. Garrett Marshall having nowhere to go. Same with Stephen Hoffman. And I am very surprised the yellow didn't come out there, as it looks like now one does. And I'm trying to see. As the yellow falling for that with debris on the speedway. So we fall under the yellow flag conditions here in last chance qualifier number 2. So with this yellow flag, we get a moment to take a look at some of the cars out here. So Joseph Grandy in the 518, Jason Crow in the 27. Then behind him, the 92 machine, Casey Childers. The 01 of Michael Blesson, Stephen Hoffman in the 86 or 23 in the time and scoring. The 789 Designs car, Garrett Marshall, seen some better days. Same with the 9 of Dan Lloyd. So this allows at least these two guys to get back up to the back end of the field, as we did have debris from that first lap incident there in 3 and 4. Had to have someone go out there, clean off the track. And we get ready to rock and roll again. This time by, I'm hearing race control say at the flag stand, we get the Delaware double file restarts. Joseph Grandy in the 518 out front by himself. Then the 27 here of Jason Crow can either choose high or low depending on what he wants. Looks like he'll restart on that low line, so then that moves Casey Childers to that top side. Everyone else files on in, and we get ready to turn him back loose here tonight at Kern County. Just like last chance qualifier number 1, last chance qualifier number 2, top 5 advancing to the big dance. So you want to be in the top 5. As Joseph Grandy back on the loud pedal here, we go back to green flag racing action at Kern County. Grandy gets away with a good start. One car up into the wall. That's Garrett Marshall. Marshall on the outside looking in right now. Last car in is that 01 machine of Michael Blessings. We're going to keep an eye here on this battle as the 86 machine or the 23 of Stephen Hoffman trying to work over that 01. This time by, we will see an open palm from the flag man. 5 laps to go left here tonight at Kern County for the last chance qualifier. Just like the last one, 3 drivers. This will be the last time we see him out on the speedway, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Right now, keep an eye on that last spot battle here as Stephen Hoffman now falls to that last car in here with 4 laps to go. Dan Lloyd trying to wheel that wounded number 9 machine. He's trying to find his way back into the show. When he got spun, he was in. Now outside looking in. This time by Joseph Grandy. We'll see 2 laps to go tonight for the last chance qualifier. If he gets the job done, we'll be talking to him and Dave Payton here during the warm-up, as it looks like Grandy we'll see the white flag here. 1 more lap to go. Battle for that transfer spot. Looks like Lloyd's just going to be too far back to make a move on Hoffman here in 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, though, Joseph Grandy picking up the second last chance qualifier win. Jason Krause second. Casey Childers rounds out the top 3. So first we'll be talking with our first last chance qualifier winner. That would be the 38 machine of Dave Payton. So we'll see if we can get a word with him. We're going to try and get to him right now. Dave, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Hey, Brett, I got you.
Alrighty, Dave, picking up the last chance qualifier. You know, we went blind a little bit in the tower there, but we're back, able to see you pick up another B main win. Dave, how you feeling? Kern County, this place seems pretty wild.
Yeah, it's really tight, and racing's pretty rough. So we'll see. I haven't actually really raced here yet, it being a pretty new track, and plus my wheels started coming apart in my hand in that heat race, so I got that to deal with. But we're starting mid-pack back or whatever, so there's a lot of cars to pack on this little track. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, this place definitely a very tight track. It seems like passing is pretty difficult. We saw you working that high line, Dave. You think that's where it's going to be? It seems like there's definitely a cushion, though, that if you jump that, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I think it's going to be high line and slider lines all night. I don't really know how the bottom's going to be. It seems like it's pretty burned off, but there's definitely guys that are in this league that can make it work. I'm just not one of them. So I'm going to try and look for that high line and stay on the cushion and try and protect my position that way.
Yeah, Dave, and pretty long race here tonight. I believe 75 laps. What's the game plan going forwards, especially with the tire-ish update and all the stuff that comes with that, and starter mid-pack?
I'm just going to grip it and rip it, Drive fast, take chances, turn left, close my eyes, and hang on.
There you go. I love to hear it, Dave. Well, best of luck to you here in the main event, but the B main bandit picking up another checkered flag in a B main. Dave, good luck here in the feature.
Thanks, Brett.
Alrighty, that was Dave Payton there. So now we're going to talk to our second last chance qualifier winner, the 518 machine of Joseph Grandy. Joseph, you got a copy?
Yep, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself picking up that last chance qualifier number 2 win? How's the car feeling?
Feels good. I had the privilege of being one of the last to qualify, so that was a bit of a setback, but a few things happened in the heat race that allowed me to start on the pole, and this is one of the tracks, if you start on the pole, you're most likely going to win.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a talking point I had with Dave just a second ago. What's your game plan going forward with tonight's race starting mid-pack? It seems like it is pretty difficult to pass here. What are you and the crew chief scheming up here?
Stay out of trouble and hope for the best. About all you can do here.
Yeah, I bet it does seem like that. I assume you'll probably be up at that high lane because it seems like most cars and most drivers finding the most speed up on that side of things.
I won't give away my secret here, but we'll see, and we'll see how things go.
All right, good. I like it. Having some game plans forwards, that's always good to have. So, Joseph, before we let you go and get dialed on up for this feature event, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you. First, we'll ask you, what's your sim setup looking like?
I got a 3-screen setup, FU4 V2 Pro wheel, and a custom set of pedals. I forgot where they came from, to be honest with you. And that's really about it.
Nice. That's a pretty good setup. I tell you what, I always tell people those triple screens, man, way to go. It helps so much for not only being consistent, but racing around cars. It takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Joseph. Well, best of luck here to you, buddy, for this feature event starting deep. Keep that nose clean.
Thanks, Brett.
All righty, folks. That was Joseph Grandy in the 518 machine picking up LCQ number 2 win with the 30 seconds. We'll be right back on the other side. We'll be back with feature race in action from Kern County. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
The American Sim Racing Club, home of the fastest growing fixed setup league on the server, the Dirt Pro Late Model Series, presented by Horsepower Happenings. Every Sunday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network, watch the server's best battle for more than 50 laps at some of the nation's most grueling tracks. From the Bristol Dirt to the Charlotte Dirt Track, Kern County to Fairbury, over 24 drivers a week put it on the line for a shot at over $600 in the championship points fund. Join us every Sunday night at 9:30 for the ASRC Dirt Pro Late Model Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
It is that time of night. It is feature event here tonight at the Kern County Speedway, and we get ready to rock and roll here. 75 laps of distance here tonight, and let's go over tonight's starting order for the Horsepower Happenings 75 at Kern County. Leading the field to green is the 888 machine of Jacob Smith. To his outside will be the 51 of Ron the Hitman Hart. Row number 2, starting on the inside, will be the 55 machine of Aaron Kirby, with Jordan Tucker in the 66 rolling off fourth. 5th will be the 53 of Cam Tucker, with 6th going to the double OH of Tanner Hutchins. 7th is Justin Thompson in the 98 with the quick time here tonight. We'll have to keep an eye on that cat, with 8th being the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. 9th is the 13T of Trevor Manley, with 10th going to Tucker Holiday in the 16. 11th is Bobby Manley in the 3M, with Nick Baum in the double 02 rolling off 12th. 13th is Dave Payne in the 38. 14th going to Joseph Grandy in the 518. 15th is Shane Yates in the 11. 16th Jason Crow in the 27. 17th is Jacob Laster. 18th going to Casey Childers. 19th Cade Gailey. 20th Michael Blessings. 21st Clay Atwood, and 22nd is Stephen Hoffman. So a lot to keep an eye out. Big shakeup though in the points leader not here tonight, so a lot to gain for these drivers that did make it on out here. 75 laps of distance. Jacob Smith leading the field to green as we get ready to rock and roll here. These drivers excited to do battle. This track is a new one on the sim and puts on some good racing. We'll get to see it here in full force. Off of turn number 4, Jacob Smith leads the field to green as they dive down into turn number 1. Big time checkups on the inside and one car going on around. It is a parking lot here in 1 and 2 as it looks like Cam Tucker facing the wrong direction. That started it here tonight. So starting off with a quick yellow flag here as our first one, and Cam Tucker with some heavy damage. Tucker was hoping for a good run here tonight, but had a good starting position inside the top 5, and that goes away very quickly as we take a look here at the turn 3 racing replay, see what happens. It looks like Aaron Kirby a little slow into the corner, and then Cam Tucker having to make evasive maneuvers a little bit. He swings that tail end just out a little bit too far, and Brandon Marlowe gets in the back of it. Then, man, we were just talking to Joseph Grandy. He said keep that nose clean. He ends up parking his car right on the nose of Cam Tucker. So a tough break for a lot of cars as that unfolded very quickly, and looks like Brandon Marlowe tapping out on the roof on that one. So Marlowe will also go to the back of the pack here. So yeah, big time shakeups coming into tonight, and starting off with a quick yellow in the main event here tonight, turn number 1, as everyone tries to get their bearings, and just a lot of cars in one confined space. You know, this Kern County, very slow corner entry speed, and then some pretty good speed down the straightaway, so that can lead to a lot of congestion. It looks like a full restart out here on the speedway, so we'll stay double fouled on up as the iRacing pace truck heads off the speedway. We'll try and re-rack them, restack them, and send them back under green flag racing conditions here. So still the same front row. Jacob Smith leading the field to green. Ron, the Hitman Hart, to his outside. Off of turn number 4, once again, Jacob Smith on the loud pedal here. We go back to green flag racing action. Through 1 and 2 the field comes. Looks like everyone, maybe not quite, as Joseph Grandy gets sent on around a little bit. He gets that thing back rolling, but Grandy, big time off the pace. He now has to hope for a yellow flag as we now take a look a little bit deeper through the pack. Side-by-side racing action here with Justin Thompson trying to work over Jordan Tucker in that 66 machine. So Justin Thompson, quick time here tonight, has some speed in that 98T. Had to start fairly deep in tonight's race in that 7th position, but up to 5th, avoiding that first yellow and trying to get his way up through the field. Right now it looks like a lot of single file racing out in front here, as now the first side-by-side is now Tanner Hutchins and Bobby Mattingly. Hutchins down low, Mattingly up on the top side. Then right in front of them is Trevor Mattingly in that 13T. So maybe Uncle Bobby's trying to follow Trevor through this field here tonight. But out in front, leading some laps here tonight, that 88 machine of Jacob Smith, looking very sporty out here. Able to get a little bit of cushion over Ron Hart in second, but Jacob Smith not really able to check on out like he did in the heat race, so we'll keep an eye, see maybe if he's saving some tire as we look a little bit deeper through the field. Stephen Hoffman trying to get around Shane Yates. This is the battle for 12th on the speedway. Looks like Hoffman will do just that as Yates kind of committed to that middle line right now in the early part of tonight's feature. Looks like one car did retire. That's the 02 machine of Nick Baum, calling it a night here early. So Baum, only casualty so far in this race. As we take a look here at the lead, Ron Hart kind of making his own lane out here on this top side, kind of jumping the cushion, but able to plant the right rear pretty well. That Hart's making something work up on this top side, as of course Jacob Smith right there, right where he needs to be, running that cushion up top. There's actually a little bit of slider line that time through 3 and 4 from our race leader, so we'll keep an eye as people continue to experiment for a long feature race here tonight. So far already 12 laps down in the books of the 75. Take a look here. Let's jump on board with this guy. We're going to jump on board with the 98T of Justin Thompson. We're going to check out some lap times here on the bottom left of our screen and see how close these guys are getting to each other. Like I said, very hard to pass here, and these guys kind of going where the cars in front of them are not. As now we see a little bit of contact there off of turn number 4 between Thompson and Jordan Tucker, but they keep it of course facing the right direction. But a lot going on here in these laps, of course under 15 seconds to complete one lap here around Kern County. So no real changes in the top 5 for a little bit. Everyone kind of running their own race. We got to head all the way back to that 17th position to look at our first side-by-side battle. That is Casey Childers, Clay Atwood, a big-time contact down the front straightaway as Childers and Atwood door bang there, and that allows now Cam Tucker with that wounded 53 machine to walk on by the top side of that 111. So up in front though, we have a side-by-side battle for our second position. Aaron Kirby trying to work over Ron Hart, and here's Jordan Tucker trying to find some daylight. He's trying to go where neither of those two cars in front of him go. As Ron Hart continues to rip that top side here, trying to find some speed. Looks like Jacob Smith able to walk out in front to about a half a second advantage, as these guys still all kind of running their race, clicking down the laps. No one's made any super aggressive moves yet, but I have a feeling that will change as these laps continue to click on down. Contact between Aaron Kirby and Jordan Tucker. That allows Justin Thompson to get around the 66 machine on the top side. So Justin Thompson now up into that 4th position. Jordan Tucker's been one of the guys really searching this racetrack here tonight. We've seen him all the way almost against the wall and pretty much 2 tires up on that berm on the inside. So Tucker's trying to figure out where this car is the best, but also keep those cars behind him. So far doing a pretty good job of that. He currently sits still in that 5th position. Further on back, it looks like Brandon Marlowe able to get around Jordan Tucker, and Cam Tucker around on the front stretch. That will bring out our second yellow flag of the night as we just cut to it, and Cam Tucker's bad night goes from bad to worse, as it looks like that will be the end of the night of the 53 machine. But coming off of turn number 4, him in the 111 just run out of race room. He gets right rear hooked into the wall, and like I said, folks, Cam Tucker's bad night goes to worse, as now that thing sits on pit side with some heavy right side damage. So now I think, folks, 50 laps to go. I think we see some guys start turning it on up, especially with an opportunity of some side-by-side racing on a restart, I have a feeling we'll see some even more aggressive moves being made, at least at the initial start, just trying to get some quote-unquote easy positions while these cars are side-by-side versus having to chase someone down on the green and then try and work over the pass on them. So Jacob Smith out there in front by himself. Ron Hart elects the top side. That moves Aaron Kirby in the 55 machine back down to the inside lane, as Aaron Kirby actually running a different scheme here tonight. He's switching up the number, throwing on the 55, and so far working pretty good for him. As Jacob Smith leads the field back to green flag, we go back to racing here, folks. Looks like throughout the field, everyone make it through turns 1 and 2, but we got to keep an eye on these battles because, like I said, some guy's going to turn up the wick here. As man, Aaron Kirby just shut the door on Justin Thompson, as Thompson all over the back bumper of that 55 machine here tonight. So far, everyone able to sort themselves out, and with this, folks, let's do everyone's favorite, a little turn 3, turn it up here tonight from Kern. Man, who doesn't love some awesome sounds of some pro late models around here? We take a look at a battle for the 13th position. That is Michael Blessings and Dave Payton. Blessings down low, Payton up on the top side here. As these guys continue to duke it out, now it looks like Blessings will get clear of that 38 machine here. And now Blessings sets his sights on the 11. Head up a little bit further, one car slipping in the wrong direction ever so slightly. That 55 machine of Aaron Kirby heading in the wrong direction. Now Kirby sits in that 5th position. If Trevor Mattingly can get around him, it looks like that he does. So Justin Thompson now up into 3rd position here. Trevor Mattingly up to P number 4. Jacob Smith, though, out in front by 3/4 second advantage over Ron Hart, who has now trying to keep Justin Thompson behind. But right now, side-by-side battle for P number 2, as Ron Hart in there a little bit hot, had to really get that car rotated, and Justin Thompson able to get the better drive off that corner. Thompson up to the runner-up spot. Now Trevor Mattingly will try and copy what Justin Thompson did, as we get a yellow flag out there on the speedway. I believe the 518 may have been involved. Looks like a little bit of rear and right side damage to that car. We're going to try and take a look here, see what brought out this yellow flag. Alrighty, it looks like, oh, maybe a little bit further up front. Let's take a look. Maybe not. We take a look now at the 16. I'm being told maybe keep an eye on him. Tucker Holiday trying to work over Jordan Tucker. And yeah, there's the contact there on the front stretch. Bobby Manley just getting into the back of Tucker Holiday, and then Tanner Hutchins coming in to finish the job, and everyone making great evasive maneuvers to not hit that stop number 16 machine there. It looks like, oh, one car coming in there late, the 518 machine of Joseph Grandy. That's where he got that right side damage. But Tucker Holliday, tough night, tough break in that one, as he got help not only once but twice to have that 16 machine end up facing in the wrong direction. So the iRacing Pace Truck heads off the speedway here. Jacob Smith once again leading the field back to green, but he's got to have an eye on that mirror, because Justin Thompson, restarting second, elects the high lane. We're going to keep an eye on him. Tonight's quick time qualifier, he's looking for the win here tonight at Kern, as we go back to green flag racing action here. Everyone through turns 1 and 2. Looks like yes they do, as it looks like Justin Thompson trying to get clear of Ron Hart for second. Hart back up on the top side. Thompson down low. They door bang some more. Contact for second, as it's an intense battle there. Rest of the field still side by side for the most part. Right behind Trevor Madley says, boys, can you just sort it out? Not include me. I'm trying to get up to the front as well. Bobby Madley with a big move there on Jordan Tucker. Able to get cleared, not quite, as Tucker keeps his foot in it. Able to stay to the right rear quarter panel of the 3M. As one car going up and into the outside wall. Stephen Hoffman, Tanner Hutchins, big time contact. Somehow that doesn't bring out a yellow flag. Luckily that wall kind of kicks out there, or else that could have been very bad for a big impact for Stephen Hoffman. But they're able to regain it. But more contact is now Cade Gailey. Now Tanner Hutchins hard into the outside wall. And that caution was coming definitely from a lap before. And now big time contact as Tanner Hutchins already back pit side. Same with Cade Gailey. And I would assume Jason Crow is some big time contact there. But that all started kind of at this spot. I believe this lap with Stephen Hoffman and Tanner Hutchins here. Hoffman very loose. No, this is the yellow itself. Hoffman gets in the right rear quarter panel of Jason Crow, and then everyone else having no time to react, and Tanner Hutchins big time contact to that outside wall, and his night will come to a premature end. Same with the 27 of Jason Crow. So far tonight, we have had 4 yellow flags in our main event here tonight from the Kern County Dirt Track. As a lot of guys up in front looking for their first dirt win. Jacob Smith, one of those cats. Justin Thompson. Ron Hart has visited victory lane a couple times in multiple different pavement racing so far, has yet to do that on the dirt, but right now sitting in that third position. Our first repeat winner would be that 13T of Trevor Mattingly, but Mattingly hasn't won a race yet this season. As much as that sounds shocking, he's still looking for his first win of this season, as Jacob Smith once again leading the field back to green flag. He's on it, and we dive it back down into turn number 1. Do we all survive here? Looks like yes, we do. As Justin Thompson able to now get around Ron Hart a lot quicker. So Thompson now trying to reel in Jacob Smith for that race lead, already halfway over in this race. So whatever your car's got, you got to start using it on up here, folks. Out in front, everyone's single filed out for the most part. We take a look now, battle for 6th position. Bobby Madley down low. Jordan Tucker up on the top side. And now here comes maybe Jacob Laster, and maybe Michael Blessings as well. As it looks like Bobby Madley able to clear Jordan Tucker with a slider. Now where does Jacob Laster go? As Laster, one of kind of the long run aces in this series. He always knows where to be by the end of the race. And right now, Blaster up 9 spots from where he started, so trending in the right direction. How many more can he pick on off as he now closes on into the back bumper of Jordan Tucker? We ride on board with Jordan Tucker, looking back at those cars that I've been talking about. Though the biggest mover of the night is that red 01 machine of Michael Blessings, up 11 spots from where he started in the feature event. He's looking for some more as well as we look back at the back half of the field here, riding on board with the 66 of Jordan Tucker. You can kind of hear, I at least could hear, hopefully you guys could at home, hear how rough that racetrack is tonight. But we head now to the lead as we have a battle for the race lead. Jacob Smith up top, Justin Thompson down low. I believe these two have gotten into it a little bit, I believe at Eldora. But we will see how this shakes on out at Kern County now with 25 laps to go. New race leader Justin Thompson leading the way here tonight. Jacob Smith able to hang on to second. Now Trevor Mattingly trying to work over Ron Hart for third. Looks like that he will. So T-Matt up into third. Ron Hart will slide back down to fourth. Aaron Kirby hanging strong in that fifth position. Looking for a career best night in that 55 with this new number on the car. So out in front, Justin Thompson last time by about a 10th quicker than Jacob Smith. So Thompson finding some speed and making it work here tonight as he is trying to check on out now. Trevor Mattingly trying to go around Jacob Smith. He'll do so the long way. Up on the top side, Trevor Mattingly trying to get that momentum, wind that 13T on up, and that he does. He will now get around Jacob Smith. Smith will fall back to that third position. Can Trevor Mattingly run down Justin Thompson? Has about a second gap between the two of them. We will have to keep an eye on these lap times, see how this shakes on out. Last time by, Thompson put down a 14.85, Trevor Mattingly a 14.90. So even still, Justin Thompson a little bit faster than this 13T. Right now, no real side-by-side racing out on the speedway. As I say that, big-time checkup in the back. Michael Blessings gets around Jordan Tucker. I think Tucker had to really get on out of it. That stacks up the back half of this race as Shane Yates having to do a little Dukes of Hazzard, getting that car all upset. I believe contact with the 37, but they continue to rock and roll. And look at this guy fighting his way back up through the field, trying to knock on the door of the top 10. That is Tucker Holiday. Holiday, of course, spinning earlier in this race. I believe the second to last yellow, and already making it back up into the top 10. So this 16 machine having some good speed and showing the resilience of that team. Keep an eye here. Brandon Marlowe, Shane Yates side by side. Marlowe up top, Yates down low. Battle for the 11th position at the moment here with 15 laps to go left at Kern County. These guys still door to door, have Dave Payton right behind, able to catch these two, especially being stuck side by side like this. When this happens, you can't run your preferred line, can't run as quickly as you would like. And then that allows the guys behind you that are running their preferred line to reel you on in really quickly, as now Dave Payne trying to go work on the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. Jordan Tucker just trying to hang on to this race car here tonight, hoping to see that white flag here sooner than later, as he continues now have Jacob Laster hounding that back bumper of the 66 machine. We head back to this battle though. Payton still trying to work over Brandon Marlowe. He keeps on getting side by side, but not able to get on ahead of that 37 machine. Further on back, we had Clay Atwood and Casey Childer side by side for a second, but Looks like Atwood able to get that 111 machine rolling. Maybe not, as now Atwood a little bit slow there. That allows Childers to reel him back in as well. Now Justin Thompson in some lap traffic here. We see under 10 laps to go, single digits to go here tonight at Kern County. But Trevor Manley able to close the gap to about 3/4 of a second as they're trying to navigate some lap traffic here tonight. Looks like Trevor Manley able to get around Stephen Hoffman. Hoffman, of course, having a wounded race car, just trying to get this thing to the finish line. As now Justin Thompson trying to work over the 27. A little bit of contact there as Jason Crow making contact with the race leader, Trevor Manley, able to get around him very quickly. So Mattingly 0.6 of a second back. What more does the 13T have in the tank here? As throughout the field, everyone else single filed on out, no real battles. As this time by Justin Thompson, we'll see an open palm from the flag man. 5 laps to go. As Thompson loves what he is seeing out in front of him. Clean green track here. No more lap cars to worry on about with 4 laps to go. Further on back, Ron Hart trying to work over now Jacob Smith for that 3rd position, trying to work on over into a podium spot. Aaron Kirby right there. Same with Bobby Mattingly. Bobby Mattingly now trying to shoot the gap in the middle. 3 contact, more contact, as Aaron Kirby almost gets sent on around facing the wrong direction. Now Michael Blessings will go on in there. Same with Jacob Jordan Tucker. And man, it is some intense racing here further back in the pack here. As somehow it looks like they get themselves all sorted on out for the most part. But out in front this time by Justin Thompson. We'll see the white felt. 1 more lap to go around Kern County Speedway. Justin Thompson here has to keep his eyes on the mirror, just into 3 here and off of turn number 4. Justin Thompson is an ASRC Pro Late Model winner. Trevor Manley will come home 2nd. 3rd will go to Jacob Smith. We keep an eye further on back. Laster will just get blessings at the line. As man, some good racing further on back. But the man for today, Justin Thompson, quick time, and now parks it on the front stretch. Oh man, I bet he is excited. I can't wait to talk to him here as the top 3 will pull onto the front stretch. We'll go to commercial break. On the other side, we'll talk to our top 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
The American Sim Racing Club, home of the fastest growing fixed setup league on the server, the Dirt Pro Late Model Series, presented by Horsepower Happenings. Every Sunday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network, watch the server's best battle for more than 50 laps at some of the nation's most grueling tracks. From the Bristol Dirt to the Charlotte Dirt Track, Kern County to Fairbury, over 24 drivers a week put it on the line for a shot at over $600 in the Championship Points Fund. Join us every Sunday night at 9:30 for the ASRC Dirt Pro Late Model Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Alrighty, folks, we head back here to Kern County Speedway and dialing up our podium finishers. First driver we'll be talking to is the 88 machine of Jacob Smith. Jacob, you got a copy of Breath of Jet in the booth here?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, Jacob, out there in front for a lot of this race. I bet that had to feel pretty good. Able to somehow hang on to a podium there. That car definitely seemed like a handful by the end. Tell us a little bit about your race and, man, how much of a handful this track is.
Race was pretty good. Started off, car was pretty strong in the first half, you know. Got to lead majority of the race. In the beginning, I had my own little line going, and I wasn't breaking away too far, but it was enough to where I could have a steady lead. But the cautions, they just kept killing me because I didn't have the long run speed. I kind of had like a medium kind, but takeoffs, the car was just bogging big time. So it is what it is. But by that second half, the track changed within the snap of the finger. You know, it was slider line and top, and then next thing you know, we're catfishing on the bottom. But it is what it is. You just happen sometimes. I'm just glad I managed to hang on to a podium. This car was it was quite a handful, like you were saying. But nonetheless, just congrats to Justin, man. I don't know what he was doing, but he had that sucker on rails. So just regroup, come back again in 2 weeks.
Yep, Jacob, and I tell you what, some impressive names on the podium, that being you as well. I tell you what, every time I get a chance to talk to you in these podiums after the race, this season, man, you have turned it up to 11 and doing an awesome job. I believe you led the most laps here tonight, and that should be only signs that hopefully eventually we'll see you down in victory lane. But yeah, tonight, definitely a tough one, and I bet that right rear seemed like screaming for mercy at the end.
Yeah, it was definitely screaming. You know, it's just it kind of sucks. You know, you lead most of the race, and just to watch the top two guys go flying past you like you're sitting still. But I'm just glad I was able to hang on for the podium. Just to at least get one of these HotLap Heros cars on podium is a win in my book. So we'll take this little win, regroup, and like I said, come back in 2 weeks, see if we can do just a little bit better.
Yep, that will be the case, as in 2 weeks we head to Volusia. How do you feel about that place?
Volusia is one of my worst tracks, so I might not be talking to you here in 2 weeks.
Oh man, well Jacob, awesome race from you here tonight. Had some great pace, just quite didn't have it at the end. But Jacob, before we let you go, you got this 88 machine all stickered on up. I want to give a chance for you to thank who you got to thank to have you once again talking to me after a great feature race.
Man, I really got to thank HotLap Heroes. Without them, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. So I just got to give a huge shout out to them. Got to give a good shout out to Marcos Moose Ranch Hair Care and Tire Center. We got our 2-for-1 deal going on Friday nights. We got Crow Trucking on board. We got Center Street on board this week. So happy to have them on here. Also got Melgard Motorsports. So we're adding to the car. We're getting faster week by week. So without these guys, I probably wouldn't be sitting here P3 talking to you right now.
Yeah, you gotta always love the sponsors that make these cars fast, Jacob. And I tell you what, you getting some new ones, always a great sign of things. And you keep up the good work. I bet the sponsors love the shout out. So Jacob, you have yourself a great rest of the night, and hopefully we'll be talking to you once again here in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. Hope so as well. You have a good night.
Alrighty, folks, that was Jacob Smith bringing her home in P number 3. Now we'll go talk to our runner-up finisher, T Matt. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, Trevor. It has felt like a long time to talk to you. Trevor, how does it feel, first and foremost, to be back on the front stretch?
Oh, of course, man. It feels great. I mean, it's been a rough season. We come out and give it the best every week. Just luck and some self-inflicted things have happened, and it's just been a rough go at it. But I think we're going to be sitting second or third in points behind Justin, and I think Richard is probably right there. If he hadn't have missed, I know he'd have been right here running with us. But yeah, it's fun, man.
Yeah, I tell
Feels
you what.
good to be back up here.
Yeah, I bet it does, Trevor. Always, hopefully, some good momentum you can take moving on forward. We had a little bit of a break, let everyone regroup and regather. Of course, another break next week, but then in 2 weeks, Volusia. I know you're pretty good at that place. I bet you're excited for that, and hopefully take this momentum with you there.
Yeah, my biggest thing is learning this new tire model and stuff, because the last couple races I've blew my tires off, and it's absolutely killed me at the end of the race, and I haven't quite figured it all the way out yet, but we're working on it. And tonight kind of learned a little bit more, so it's all we can do is try to move forward and be better next week.
Yep, and Trevor, tonight you make up 7 spots from where you started. I mean, this place did not look easy to pass. How did you get those passes done? And what was your secret here tonight to finish runner-up?
Yeah, that we're going into it. We knew it was going to be hard to pass, and it's just you gotta find a line that works and try to hit it whenever the guys in front of you aren't there, so you don't spin them out. That's pretty much it, and try to save a little tire in the meantime, because you can't sit back there and ride around. Because at the end of it, it's just you can't pass, especially at places like this, and that's one thing we've learned pretty quick with this new tire model and everything. And I'm saying it's like it's new. It's been out forever now. It's just I don't get to run on it a whole lot. So every time I race, it seems like I see something different. So it's definitely fun to be back up here running up front.
Yeah, I bet it is, Trevor. And I got to ask the theoretical question. If we got a late race yellow, do you think you had anything for Justin there at the end?
I think we would have had a hell of a last, if it was a green, white, checkered or whatever, it would have been a hell of a race, because our tires were in about the same shape, and he wasn't pulling me, and I wasn't gaining on him real hard there, so it would have been fun.
Yeah, that it would have been, Trevor. Is once again, huge congrats on the runner-up here. I know you're still looking for the first win this season, and Trevor, I think it's only a matter of time, because you're probably the most winningest driver on the dirt when it comes to ASRC. So I believe it's only a matter of time for this kind of tire build to click with you and finally get that job done. But Trevor, once again, huge congrats on the second. Before I let you go and wrap things on up, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank and give a shout out to on the broadcast.
Yeah, first off, thank you for the broadcast, man. I enjoy going back and watching them. I think we ran quite a few damn races, and I went back and watched every one of them, so it's fun to go back and do that. Thank Zach and Dave and all them guys over at ASRC for the league. I hope this is something we can do for a long time. Something I enjoy doing every Sunday night. Got to thank Aaron, FMS Rapid Graphixs, T-Mat Speed Shop, HotLap Heros, all them guys. Let's see who else we got.
Probably TNT engines.
Oh yeah, TNT engines. See, it's been a while since I've been up here, so I'm rusty.
Exactly, Trevor.
Anyway,
Get a little rusty on me.
Anyway, I'll anybody else that's on the car, I got to thank. Give a special shout out to Tanner for all the help on the go-kart stuff here recently. We've been hard at it, and kind of wrapping up our end season here. We've raced 16 races and won 8 of them, so it's not a bad first season. So ready for a whole lot more of that, and we'll see if we can put her P1 next week, put Justin in the back, make him work for it.
There you go, Trevor. And yeah, I was going to ask you how that real life racing's going, but 8 out of 16, definitely a really good track record. So huge congrats on those stats on the real life side of things, Trevor. And once again, huge congrats on the runner up here tonight. Like I said, it's got to feel pretty good being back here on the front stretch.
Yes, sir, it does for sure.
Alrighty, Trevor. Well, you have yourself a great rest of the night, and we'll catch you on the flip side here, buddy. Have a good rest of your night.
All right, you too.
Alrighty, folks. That was our runner-up finisher, Trevor Mattingly, finishing P number 2. Now we'll head to the man of the hour down in victory lane. We're talking to Justin Thompson in the 98. Justin, do you got a copy of Brett the Jet in the booth here?
I do.
Oh, man. How are you feeling? Parking it down in victory lane?
A little bit of relief, actually.
Oh, I bet. Finally get the monkey off your back and do it at a place like this. Gotta feel pretty good, especially making your way through the field at a very tough place to pass.
Yeah, it was interesting trying to get around people tonight. The track's really tight. It didn't widen out a whole. Well, I mean it did, but when it widened out, it didn't really give us two groups till about 30 or so laps in, and it was just who's not blowing their stuff off at that point.
Yeah, and Justin, you, of course, not one of those drivers to blow their stuff off. I tell you what, you look like this 98 machine was on rails. What was kind of the secret, and how'd you get this thing to hook up? It seemed like any lane you wanted it to.
It just comes down to working the throttle a little bit, and the car was pretty predictable. I mean, you'd throw it in there and it'd do the same thing lap after lap after lap, and then you're mainly driving it with your right foot tonight. I mean, it was a really predictable car, and that's all it boiled down to for me was I was able to predict every move the car was going to make for the most part till out the last 10 laps in lap traffic.
Yeah, that lap traffic there at the end, Justin, have you puckering up a little bit. That got a little bit close, especially I think lapping the 27 car.
Yeah, getting around the 27. I didn't know if everybody else runs with a mirror on. I don't use a mirror. I'm on single monitor. I don't run a mirror. So when my spotter said clear, I started moving up, and then at the very last second, right as we made contact, spotter said car high. I was like, crap. And that could have got real bad real quick, and we were able to hold the car on together, and so was Jason. So it ended up working out. Got lucky in that one.
Yeah, that you guys did. And Justin, man, that adds a whole nother kind of level there, running without a mirror. That's impressive.
In a real car, we're not allowed to have them in a real car. I mean, I don't want that crutch. I don't want to know where anybody else is running. If I can't tell by where I hear them, then, I ain't got no business being here. That's the way I look at it.
Wow, that's an awesome mentality. And yeah, like you said, 90% of the local short tracks and stuff don't allow mirrors, but iRacing it does. People tend to use that as an advantage, but I really like that old school mentality. Go out there, treat it like it's real, and go earn these wins. And that you did tonight here, Justin.
Yeah, it was interesting. I thought right at the start of the race that our race was going to be over when Kirby and God, who was it? It's a 66 Jordan. When Jordan and Kirby got together in turn one, I thought my race was about to be over right then and there, and we all kind of straightened out and got moving again. So, there was 2 times tonight where, it was grabbing hold of the seat a little bit.
That it was, Justin. And another grab and hold the seat. You came away with a blistering lap time in qualifying, not only picking up the win, but you also walk away with the quick time. I mean, of course, pill drawing at the beginning seemed to help. This track definitely fell on off, but to take advantage of the opportunity and walk away with the quick time, I mean, that had to be a kind of a good feeling, hopefully a good omen for the rest of the night.
I mean, it was. I got it last week, or 2 weeks ago when we was at Fairbury. I got quick time there, and I had a better heat race at Fairbury. Tonight I wasn't able to make up any ground. And the pill draw definitely helped here. Other tracks, it doesn't take away that much with a bad pill draw, but this track, the soil composition here, it just blows away so quick that after that first group went out, I mean, I think it was almost a 10th and a half spread to the next group of drivers that went out.
I believe so.
Time. So, I mean, the track wore out pretty quick tonight. So, it makes a difference at places like this where the soil's really, really soft. But places where it's like a clay oval, nah, it don't make much of a difference.
Yeah, that's some pretty good insight from our race winner, Justin Thompson, right there. And Justin, down in victory lane for the first time here. I got to hand over the mic to you. I know there's a lot of people you got to thank. Finally getting the monkey off your back here and picking up an ASRC win. So Justin, I'm going to hand over the mic and thank who you got to thank on the car or who might be watching at home.
I gotta thank Matt Jolas, Speed Shop, shopfergie22.com, CFM Esports, Sweet Victory Apparel, Victory Lane Racing, WR1 Sim Chassis, TAC 3 Defense, Say High Performance, Spartan Transportation, Vic Hill Racing Engines, Sim Magic, and Sim Motion US. And of course, I've got to thank you. I mean, you do an awesome job broadcasting these things. I go back and watch them every week. I actually load up the broadcast when I actually get off here, go lay down in the bed, and I watch it over before I go to bed. And then Zach and everybody involved here at ASRC and all of our sponsors we've got here for the series. This series is probably one of the most fun leagues I have been in since I've been a part of iRacing. And I joined iRacing back in 2008 when it was still invite only.
Wow, that's awesome, Justin. You know, we appreciate all those words, and I tell you what, it's a blast having you out on track to put on some great racing action for all the fans to watch. So Justin, once again, from me in the booth with Turn 3 and ASRC, congrats on the win here tonight. You definitely earned it. You go ahead, party down in Victory Lane, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Justin, have a great rest of your night.
You as well. Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that will do it down on trackside. Justin Thompson picking up his first ASRC win and getting the job done. And that man is excited. I tell you what, folks, he put on a great show. So wrap things on up. We got to, of course, thank our sponsors. One sponsor we didn't get to shout out was our Heat Race number 3 pay-to-win setups. When you're not racing with the fixed setup leagues of ASRC, find the consistent speed you need with pay-to-win setups. Specializing in paved and dirt oval setups, pay-to-win also offers coaching and personalized setups. So thanks again, everyone, tuning on in here live tonight. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I believe we missed Heat Race number 2 and 3, so missing a little bit of racing, but of course got the big stuff. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning on in. I've been Brett the Jet in the booth from Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to check into Turn 3 throughout the week as we have a lot of great racing, a lot of great broadcasters. And of course, if you're into ASRC, want to see some more, Wednesday nights, the super late models on the pavement side of things take track, and the 71 machine piloted by myself, of course, out there racing and trying to put on a good show. So thanks again, everyone, for tuning on in. We got to give a shout out to Dawson and Joseph out there in the YouTube chat lands. Joseph, of course, having a tough break here tonight in that 518 machine. So let's go over tonight's race results here real quick and get everyone out here at a decent time. Justin Thompson picking up the win in the 98T. Trevor Manley will finish second. Third going to Jacob Smith. Fourth is Ron Hart in the 51. Fifth being Bobby Manley in the 3M. Sixth will be the 55 of Aaron Kirby. Seventh going to the 51 of Jacob Laster. Eighth is the 01 of Michael Blessings, with 9 going to Jordan Tucker in the 66. Rounding out the top 10 is Tucker Holiday in the 16. 11th will go to the 11 of Shane Yates. 12th is Brandon Marlowe in the 37, with Dave Payton in the 38 picking up 13th. 14th going to Casey Childers in the 92, with 15th going to Stephen Hoffman in the 23. 16th is Jason Crow in the 27, with Clay Atwood in the 111, 17. 18th going to Joseph Grandy in the 518 machine, with 19th Tanner Hutchins in the double OH. 20th Cade Gailey in the 27. 21st is Cam Tucker in the 53, and Nick Baum not making the dance at the end. He will finish 22nd. So that will do it here, folks. We will catch you in 2 weeks. That will be November 12th at Volusia here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So be sure to put it in your calendars and get ready for some good racing action there. But that will do it here from Kern County. Everyone stay safe, have a good rest of your night, and have a great week. I've been Brett the Jet in the booth, and I just flew by you. We'll see ya.
The American Sim Racing Club, home of the fastest growing fixed setup league on the server, the Dirt Pro Late Model Series, presented by Horsepower Happenings. Every Sunday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network, watch the server's best battle for more than 50 laps at some of the nation's most grueling tracks. From the Bristol Dirt to the Charlotte Dirt Track, Kern County to Fairbury, over 24 drivers a week put it on the line for a shot at over $600 in the championship points fund. Join us every Sunday night at 9:30 for the ASRC Dirt Pro Late Model Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network.